You're watching the Retro Television Network, Digital Channel 18.1, serving Pahrump and Las Vegas, and Analog Channel 30 in Pahrump, Nevada.
Lions, tigers, and EMTs. Welcome back. Time now for today's local news. If you read Wednesday's edition of the Pahrump Valley Times, you would remember a story about some EMTs that got a surprise they never trained for. But thanks to their tireless efforts and the cooperation of exotic pet owners, now they're more prepared than ever. Carl Carter reports.
A couple of local EMTs arrived at a call recently to be greeted by Bam Bam, a 500-pound African lion who was sleeping in his enclosure and was just as curious about all the lights and noise as the EMTs were startled to see him.
Well, the EMTs, originally they were responding to a false structure fire, and they came up to the gate, and you were up there, you saw where the cages are at. The lion was on top of his house, and when they came up and sitting in their fire engine, they were looking eye level with our lion, Bam Bam.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue realized that this was a unique situation and an opportunity to learn about and set protocols in place for handling situations in which exotic animals like big cats may be a factor.
We did respond to that area and for an incident, and we were a little concerned about the large cats. We like to be prepared through training and site visits for any situation to mitigate it. So we brought all the crews out there to do kind of a fire pre-plan or an incident pre-plan in case there was another event, an emergency. We knew how to handle, we knew where, what the safety measures were, how to gain access, and how to mitigate the situation.
This was accomplished with the cooperation of Bam Bam's owners, Susanna Kukel and Scott Shoemaker, Pahrump residents and founders of Responsible Exotic Animal Ownership, or REXADO.
We worked out procedures based on, they make an assessment of the situation and let us know what animals they feel have to be moved. We would then take care of moving the animals. They would assign one person with us as a safety because the rest of them would be worried about working the fire. We're going to be worried about working the animals. That puts one person between both of us as an overwatch to make sure nothing happens and we don't get in each other's way.
Bam Bam isn't the only exotic animal they own. There's Pebbles, a tigress, and Elvis, a young male white tiger, as well as other exotic cats and wolf dogs, all of whom are more than safely housed and cared for by Scott and Susanna, who will tell you, by the way, that Bam Bam really is just a big pussycat.
Oh, yeah, he's just basically a big teddy bear.
Now that Fire and Rescue have had a chance to train up and know what to expect, they're more prepared than ever.
We train often in the department. We feel that, like you said, ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so you'll see us out throughout the valley looking at, like I said, unique structure.
And Bam Bam is definitely working to keep his neighborhood safe.
Right. Matter of fact, the house right next door to us had been broken into, and Bam Bam, sensing something unusual, started roaring, and he was roaring way into the night, and the neighbors started calling each other saying, "What's wrong with Bam Bam? He never roars like that." They ended up calling the police and catching the guys that were, actually, it was a robbery ring of like 18 people in the valley.
For News 30, I'm Carl Carter.